Hey everybody, welcome to MCAT Radio. I'm Scott.
And I'm Neil. MCAT Radio, where we believe Paw Patrol is propaganda.
What?
Just saying stuff.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of that SNL sketch where they make fun of Paw Patrol. It's like, we only have one police officer, one fireman in the whole entire city.
And they're dogs!
And they're dogs. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, who doesn't like dogs?
Oh, yeah.
They just announced the new Bluey movie, and I gotta say, I'm very excited about that.
The Bluey.
The Bluey movie, yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of movies.
But they had all the, like, D23 announced literally all those movies and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They even released some things.
I haven't actually looked yet.
Yeah, it's nothing too fancy, but they did release like a special teaser that featured Doom in the new Doomsday movie.
I did see that there's Coco 2.
Yes.
Which, I don't know, it felt like a one-and-done movie.
Yeah, but my headcanon for the movie is essentially the bad guy from the first movie actually comes back and gets his revenge and kidnaps Coco and the goat in the day of the land of the dead.
Yeah.
And Coco has to go back there to save him, which is a good pretense for the continuation of Coco in this sphere, because Coco is essentially the daughter of the disgraced singer who allegedly left his family. You got to see the first one; it's really good.
Speaking of trailers and stuff like that, did you see that GTA 6 is paywalling their trailer on Netflix?
Oh, like you have to pay?
You have to have a Netflix subscription.
Okay, so I thought you have to pay to view, but if you already have a Netflix account, you'll be able to watch the trailer.
To get anywhere else.
And most likely, it's going to last maybe an hour before somebody piracy uploads it.
Uploaded immediately.
Yes, because everybody who is obsessed with it will post it. If it can't be on YouTube, it's gonna be on Vimeo or anywhere else.
I'm not gonna watch it on Netflix. That's
no. I mean, I do have a Netflix account, and I will watch it on Netflix just because it'd be convenient rather than.
I won't because of the principle of it. I think it's really dumb to be like, watch this trailer exclusively on Netflix.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, are we hyping trailer releases?
Yes. Yeah, welcome to America. This is the movies nowadays. It's like we hype up teasers, then we hype up the trailers.
Get excited to be advertised to.
Exactly.
Consume.
Yeah. It's like buy product and be excited for next product.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with being excited for new movies that are coming out. There's a great array of movies. And speaking of which, this is a good segue to talk about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man!
We didn't get a chance to talk about the new Spider-Man Brand New Day because we had Josh on the other week just talking about what's going on. He kind of took over for the most part. He gave some gossip of what's going on with the former Cafe Dolce, but it was just like, should we be saying this? I don't know. But regardless. You're listening to 101.5 KFGM. This is a MCAT collaboration radio where we also record ourselves on camera, and we have it for later broadcasts on our channel. And we also have our YouTube page at MCAT TV Missoula, where we also have a branch of that called MCAT Radio. And make sure you subscribe, and you can find out more things about us as well, including what our faces look like.
Yeah. Anyway, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's propaganda.
Everything's propaganda now. It's like Spider-Man's trying to teach us to accept ourselves no matter what, and learning to reconnect to the ones who've forgotten us.
No, all that's fine. It's the part where he decided to do a Palantir.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because in the movie, he's like, I'm going to use the security cameras for mass surveillance.
That's true.
To the point where even the cop in the movie was like, whoa.
Yeah, seriously. Well, because that's what they talked about in the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight Rises, where they used everyone's cell phone to track the bad guy.
Yeah.
And Morgan Freeman's like, this is unethical. Sorry, I didn't mean to do the voice, but you cannot not do the voice.
Yeah, it's like, I'm leaving.
And yeah, I mean, and then Spider-Man casually just had the security state in New York just for him to fight crime.
It's barely a sentence.
Well, they did that in the Spider-Man game, is that they launched their own apparatus so people actually could, it's kind of funny, he commercialized or privatized crime fighting in New York in those games, where it's just like, oh, if you message the app and all that stuff, Spider-Man will be there to help you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good modern way of, doing that kind of crime fighting. But it's like, we don't, of course, it's kind of unrealistic, but, it's kind of interesting about, private security, you call them and they come in and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I feel like that's a situation where Spider-Man would have to filter out, oh, Spider-Man, help! Open this pickle jar!
Pretty much. Yeah, I can,
Spider-Man, help! We're having an argument.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Spider-Man can be on your TaskRabbit right now, and you can just ask somebody to do something.
That's basically what it is. Yeah, TaskRabbit.
And that's been around, God, like almost like 2 decades now.
Yeah. What was the show Kimmy Schmidt's take on TaskRabbit?
It's the one where she gets enrolled into college.
Yeah.
That's one of the better episodes in my personal opinion, where it's like
That's a good show.
She gets into Cambridge because she's good at rowing.
Yeah.
Because she's used to cranking a crank
that's
powered the Reverend's
that's
TV.
Right. Yeah.
I watched Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt like 5 times.
It's a great show.
And it was during the pandemic. Of course, I watched a bunch of it. Like, while people were watching The Office, I was watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
While you were watching The Office, I studied the blade.
Pretty much. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit about the movie. You know, big spoiler was, of course, Jean Grey. Was she going to be in the movie? And part of my conspiracy on this is that now I feel like movie studios are just like teasing potential characters as like, who's the mystery character? And then going on Polymarket to make a bet.
Oh, right.
And then like raking in some extra dough on the side.
What I will say is I feel like all of the cameos were pretty well integrated.
Yeah.
Like Punisher.
Yeah.
I think he was pretty integrated into the plot.
Well, think about what they did with Tobey Maguire's movie, Spider-Man 3, which is like too many bad guys. And now this one has like, everyone's in this movie.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yeah, overstimulation, a lot of character development, a lot of back and forth.
The reason Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 3 had too many bad guys is because Sam Raimi didn't want Venom there at all.
My favorite thing about the new Spider-Man Brand New Day, the fact that Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the movie, like his friends forgot about him. But then when he went to their party, it's like, wait, they have more friends now without Spider-Man than they would have had with Tom Holland.
They're doing great.
They're doing way better than him. So in a lot of ways, he's also somewhat endangering them by reintroducing himself in their lives, which is the big part of why he decided not to for all those years. Like, he's like Spider-Man's the equivalent of like a college dropout.
Yep. And also big spoilers, the very end reveal, Spider-Man's true soulmate, Ned.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely remember the muscle memory. Yeah. And not to mention, if you remember the original trilogy, like, he barely got a relationship with Zendaya before they had to make everything forget. I think they maybe had like 3 or 4 months before he is just like, hey, I'm getting tired of people knowing I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah, Peter, get over your high school girlfriend.
No, I mean, like, it's kind of kooky because it's like they were in the honeymoon phase of their relationship. Yeah. At the end of the 3rd movie, because the 2nd movie is when they just say like, hey, we're not even an official girlfriend boyfriend, but we kissed, because it, like, the 3rd movie just happens right after.
My favorite bit is when his neighbor's like, hey, I think we live on the same floor, all flirty.
And he's like, nope. Oh. And like the best part of that movie is like, he's like, nope. And he just like, without saying a word, he moved up to a different floor altogether.
Yeah, he's like, cool. And then he just leaves.
Yeah. Just like antisocial. Like, it's like when you have that one love.
Happiness.
Exactly. It's like you have that one love and it's like, no one will ever compare to the love that I have for Zendaya's character in this movie. Don't get me wrong. Like, Zendaya's and everything. Robert Pattinson's and everything, which I'm excited for the primetime movie where he's portraying Chris Hansen to Catch a Predator. And his voice itself is just like...
is there a trailer out for it?
Yes.
Oh, I need to watch that.
Dude, his voice, Chris Hansen voice, is very borderline parody.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I have nothing against it. I think it's going to be
It's like, what compels a man of your age to do this?
Yeah. What would you have done if I wasn't here? And it's like, please sit down. Please Big night plan, huh? Yeah, it's going to be very interesting because it's a pretty, like, tumultuous time in that era where it's like Dayline NBC was doing all those things like they had To Catch a Predator. Mm-hmm. What would you do? Hey, you saw this person yelling at the staffer. Why didn't you do anything? It was just like, because I'm trying to enjoy my meal and not, like, get involved in other people's lives and other things. It's like, why didn't you do enough to help this poor patron who's yelling? Oh, you know how it is. Like
I don't know what the situation is.
Yeah, the situation is always all over the place.
I just got here, man.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because I remember the one that they were talking about, like leaving your dog in the car and you're leaving your baby in the car, and they were just like, exactly, and then people were just like, you can't leave your dog in the car, and then like vice versa, the baby, to see how people would react on that kind of stuff. They even also did in a version where they talked to, and there's just a lot of different things. It's like, what would you do was like a pretty big show in that era where it kind of looks like Candid Camera, but like Buzzkill Candid Camera, where it's just like, with Candid Camera, it's like, oh, I'm on camera, and this one's just like, oh, I'm on camera.
I didn't agree to this.
Yeah, Dayline NBC publicly shaming you into being a better person. That's basically what I got from that era of television for sure.
Yeah. Oh, you know what movie I am excited to watch is The End of Oak Street.
Yes, we do have to see that movie at some point.
Dinosaurs.
Well, if you're not doing anything after the show, would you like to be my date?
Maybe, yeah. I'll see. Well, maybe later. Anya works this evening, so I could do it after Blender.
After Blender class, yeah. Tonight is the Blender class from
Monday,
6 to 8
6
p.m.
to 8, Fridays, 4 to 6.
Yes.
If you're interested in learning in open source 3D modeling and animation software, come on down to MCAT. 455 East Main Street in the Missoula Public Library.
Yep, every Monday and Friday. Monday nights from 6 to 8, and every Friday from 4 to 6. It is a workshop for anybody to just drop in and pick up from the start or keep going, and you have a little help with Neil along the way.
Yeah.
And if you want to learn more about rigging, we can also have pre-made models for folks who want to just learn how to animate, which is a great example and a leadway into our next topic, which is our horror camp. Last week was our last week of our summer camps.
Woo!
Yep, we won't be advertising any kind of camps for those old kiddos until Winter Days camp, which will happen sometime in November. But if you want to hear get on the dates, it'll probably be December 28th through December 30th, which is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if you want to plan way ahead, we'll be opening up submissions probably sometime in late October, early November.
Yeah.
So just want to talk a little bit about that and just trying to find those missing areas where, like just to give your kids something to do over their break time and make movies and have some good times along the way.
Yeah, you can watch any of our summer camp videos at MCAT TV on YouTube.
Yes, exactly. So it is now available at MCAT TV Missoula, which also brings me up to our video I'm going to show you guys. This is from the James Welch Native Lit Festival featuring Jake Skeets talking about some of the talking about literature. So without further ado, here's a little bit of this.
It is a colonial construct imposed to organize, contain, and categorize art in a way that serves institutions.
Probably Liam being taken away by John Snatcham.
It is a great moment.
It is a great moment in that.
In many indigenous communities, stories don't separate themselves into poetry or prose. There is no strict line between myth and memory, prayer and performance, dream and document. For me, those divisions feel artificial, introduced through colonial educational systems that demand a kind of taxonomy or definition or hard border between categories. For me, Native literature slips across these borders. It has always done so. And I think, and this is where a lot of queer indigenous theorists have come in, let's remember that the word genre shares root with the word gender. They both trace back to the Latin genus, meaning kind, type, or birth. These are systems of classification that have been used to sort and rank bodies and expressions. Genre becomes a way to discipline literature. Gender becomes a way to discipline the body. Both have histories of violence. Both serve empire when unexamined. And both are being dismantled by those of us who understand that creativity is not fixed. So Native literature becomes a practice of art that cannot and should not be pinned down. It is both text and textile. Native literature is lyric, image, theory, wail, silence, dance, translation, letter, archive, and yes, I do love a good list. It is located in the kitchen and in the canyon. It's what we pass between each other in story, in breath, in saliva, in blood. A Native literature, for me, holds past, present, and future all at once, and sometimes even in a single line or a single sentence. To write as a Native person, then, is not just to write about, quote-unquote, being Native. Perhaps it is to write from a place of emergence, from the process of becoming.
All right, so there's a little taste of the James Welch Native Lit Festival. This is an ongoing program that MCAT's been posting online. This is one of a mini series of this program that you guys can watch now, and this is probably the newest upload that we just did today. Yeah. So you said you wanted to ask me about my favorite moment from horror camp?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys get a chance, in the middle of our compilation, which is about 22 minutes long on YouTube, in the middle, we have a video called John Snatch'em. John Snatch'em is a kind of like a golem of sorts who gets created as a source of punishing those who bother or annoy one of the characters in this short film. And part of the scene is a bad CGI monster that takes people.
Yes. The compositing for this was all done in an hour.
Yeah.
Per shot.
So there's a scene where they're like running across the screen with the person going, ah! And it's probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole thing.
He snatched him. John snatched him.
John Snatch'em. And we have like a terrible song at the end for people to enjoy. Yeah. So yeah, you're listening to 101.5 KFGM, MCAT Radio. It is lunchtime. If anybody is out there enjoying some lunch and having some something that they want to, any suggestions for folks?
This is my obligatory I miss Who Hot.
Yes. You're once in an episode, I miss Who Hot.
I miss Who Hot.
Each episode, we have to mention Who Hot and how much we miss it here in our community.
Who Hot. Bring back Who Hot.
Yes.
The corporate office is right down the road from us.
It literally
like
has
walk away from
it literally
me.
has a sign that says we're not a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's like don't. I'm like no, but why? More.
Walk and be like, is this a restaurant?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but I've mostly seen the office is pretty empty. Just walking by there,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's like right downtown or right across from the Union Club adjacently.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know what? I'll say the Union Club. Burger at Union Club.
nice. Yeah, they always have a nice area, bar food, that kind of stuff. I know that you like Stockman's food area. What is that place called? Dobies?
Oh, Dobies, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a texture thing. I just can't eat it anymore.
No, really?
It's good.
Okay.
I just can't eat it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places here in town that are worth eating from. My suggestion for you guys today is Bigga Pizza. Why not go to Bigga Pizza? It's a decent place. They have a pizza that struck my eye. It was a 4 cheese and hot honey pizza that looks pretty darn good. I might be getting that when I wrap up my day today.
When the moon hits your eye like a bigger pizza pie.
Exactly. That's Bigga Pizza.
That's a bigger pizza.
And there's some free advertising for that organization as well.
We're not sponsored.
Yep, and speaking of underwriting, let's talk about some of our folks. Neil, here you go.
KFGM Missoula Community Radio is brought to you in part by Free Cycles. Free Cycles provides bicycles, parts, tools, workspace, and help for a healthy community. These programs focus on repurposing unused bicycles to reduce pollution and increase freedom, empowerment, and social change. Their community shop space is open to the public Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visit freecycles.org to learn more.
Here, read this next one right here. I'll grab the others.
Oh yes, Clyde Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Clyde Coffee is a local, woman-owned and operated coffee shop, roastery, and cafe located in downtown Missoula at 741 South Higgins Avenue. That's the Hip Strip location.
Yep.
Clyde Coffee Hip Strips location is open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day, and the Missoula Public Library location is open 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Sweet.
Yes. I like their hot chocolate.
Yes, their hot chocolate is amazing.
I also like getting bagels from them. They are very generous on the cream cheese.
Yeah, last year,
Sometimes too generous.
last year we had a little girl who wanted, she wanted a group of her and her little girly friends to go over to Clyde Coffee last year. They wanted a lot of what is that called? I'm blanking on it. You put a whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
With sprinkles. They love the
Okay.
I know they put sprinkles on top of the whipped cream.
Okay.
So they're hot chocolate. So they got a bunch of those, and they were very much like, I was like, can we buy this? I was like, can we afford this? And like they're just bringing up the money that their mom gave them, and they try to pool their resources together to get what they wanted to get. It was very cute, and I really did feel like I got to give props to the people working the baristas. They were very patient with these little girls last year. It's definitely a fond memory I look back on when I think about Clyde Coffee now and again.
Absolutely.
There's a heartstrings heartstrings advertisement for Clyde Coffee.
What other food exists in the area? I'm sure somebody's just like screaming at the radio that we never talk about their favorite restaurant.
Yeah, well, Wally and Bucks,
Oh,
Front Street Pizza.
They're Front Street.
They're all conveniently
There's
located.
Gary's.
Yes, Gary's,
Yes.
formerly known as $6 burgers.
Yeah, I think they're $8 now.
I went to Frugal's the other day, and I really enjoyed their burger and their Huckleberry Shake.
Yes. Ooh, but what I did want to bring up about Gary's is I really like the sauce that comes with the burgers. That's a good sauce.
Yeah, I'm definitely highly thinking about getting one of those Florence Coffee real Huckleberry Shakes too.
Okay.
Yeah, you've probably seen the billboards.
Yeah. How about the Huckleberry Shake out in Arlee?
Oh, I haven't been to the one there.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that shake either, but I see the sign all the time when I drive to Polson to visit the in-laws.
Okay, so Arlie has their own Huckleberry Shake. Is it part of Floco?
Might be.
Probably, because there's the billboard that's close to downtown. When I was driving up Broadway.
Yeah, no, actually, I don't think it is part of Floco.
Okay. Hey, huckleberries are a big staple and a big selling point for Missoula, and there's always a lot of things involved with that. And yeah.
Can you believe we're already halfway through August?
Yeah. I believe it for sure. Just like part of me is just like it felt longer because of the smoke. We didn't talk about the smoke. How about that smoke?
How about that smoke?
We got rain, luckily, on literally Thursday, Friday era, and then we basically had a clear, kind of a darkening sky because we had some thunder.
Scott, how smoky was it?
It was probably about 169 particulate matter in the air.
Yeah.
As high as I saw it.
Oh, that rain the last couple days has been so nice.
And you're basically expressing a lot of the relief. A lot of people I've just talked to about it, just like you bring up smoke. It's a great introduction to small talk if you're interested. Honestly, just talk about the smoke and be like, I'm so glad it rained. And it's such like a ongoing conversation that you can continue.
Whoa, you don't want this smoke.
You don't want smoke in your valley, do you, Missoula? Make sure you donate to I want clean air Missoula.org. No, just kidding. That's like completely a false advertising. It's like, if I give them money, they'll clear the air. It's like, we sure will. Wink.
I was completely off topic. I was just gifted my first firearm. Yes,
nice.
A 1911.
Yeah, and Montana has very loose gun laws.
Yeah, I need to actually see what I need to do because it was gifted to me, so I don't entirely know what the process is there.
Yeah. I don't know what I don't know the registration process, and
I'm gonna figure it out.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to. Honestly, just Google register gun in my name. Boom. Yeah, it's they have like an online bike registry for folks, and this is good because there are serial numbers on bikes, and this is for you who are used to dealing with Missoula bike thieves.
Oh yes.
You can go online and you can submit it to I think it's like 406 Bikes or something, and they make a register under your name. It's kind of like if you chip your animal, your pet, why not have your serial number associated with your name from your bike? And then if they recover your bike, you'll be able to get it back sooner than later.
Yeah, some people air tag their bike secretly. That way,
which is smart.
Yeah, you just find exactly where it is.
Yeah, and most of the time when they're stolen, it's usually just brought somewhere else, and you just grab it and like, okay, this is my bike.
Of course, phones now, they've got an AirTag to tell you, or an AirTag tracker feature to tell you if you're being tracked.
Oh.
It's happened to my phone a couple times where it's like, an AirTag is following you. It was just somebody on a similar route.
Wow, we're going to reel into the podcast route of like, get the Faraday bag so people can't track your phone.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Well, no, this one it was just like, you've been AirTagged, and it's like,
ouch.
It's like, no, somebody just walked by my house with an AirTag, and you clocked it for some reason.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. You can actually like make your IP address when people sign into your internet at your house. Anybody who their phone connects to your internet, you get a ping, you get a notification.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of kooky because that's how some people have learned that somebody is cheating on them by being like, there was someone in my house, I was out of town for a weekend, but there was another person whose phone connected to my internet. What's going on?
Mass surveillance. It's propaganda.
But yeah, that's a way some people have caught their partner cheating.
Yes.
A lot of interesting tips and tricks. Let's talk about something a little bit lighter here on KFGM Public Radio. You're listening to 101.5 Missoula Community Radio. If you are interested in learning about radio, you can go to KFGM or MissoulaCommunityRadio.org to learn everything you need to know and do to become a radio DJ, just like us. Of course, we definitely have an easy end because we work here at the counter. Missoula Community Access Television, otherwise known as Missoula's Community Media Resource.
Yeah, we just went, hey, JVD, give us a show. Give us a show. Give us a show. And then he was like,
yeah,
sure.
Well, it was Ren who gave us the show, technically.
Oh, it was Ren.
Yeah. Yep.
Who's
kind of, well, I don't want to spoil it, but she might be coming back to the radio station.
Yes. She mentioned wanting to do another Scooby-Doo one.
Nice. Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Good for her. We'll have some fun with that. We'll just write up a brief script and we'll just do a what's that called? A non-copyright.
Licensed.
Non-licensed reading for the radio, so it'll be fun to do that. Yeah. Because I did like an animated short to kind of reflect the voices, and that was kind of kooky and fun that I did. So, regardless, also I wanted to mention Wendy, the osprey chick who fledged. So this is a new osprey that was born under Iris and Clark near the Clark Fork River. So she got herself a beau. They bred their egg, Wendy, who took their first flight earlier this last month. They basically turned 60 days, and that's usually how long it takes for a lot of these osprey to grow into their full form. Then again, they have orange eyes, and after a couple of years, when they go into full adulthood, they'll get the yellow eyes that we know and love from our osprey neighbors. So, fun fact, all young osprey have orange eyes, and they become yellow, like most birds, into adulthood by 3 or 4 years old. If you want to know about red eyes, one of my favorite birds is the northern goshawk, which it's a red-eyed hawk. It's really cool looking.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember it was like killing some of the pigeons in my neighborhood. So it was like cool.
Nice.
Yep. So if you want to learn more about that, it's the Cornell Lab Osprey Cam. You literally just have to Google Missoula Osprey Cam, follow that link, and you can watch the camera live. And you can also go to their website to see major epic moments from Wendy. And Wendy is such a photographic bird. It's a beautiful young bird.
Yeah. This is our mundane Monday moment. Scott, tell us about your new fridge.
My new fridge. I went to a donation warehouse the other day to purchase a new fridge, or a used fridge, because my fridge crapped out on me last Thursday. So, and yeah, they gave me a great deal. They're going to pick up my old fridge and drop off this used fridge that works. I opened the fridge, I felt the cold, and I'm like, good enough for me.
That will keep my food.
That'll keep the food, the temperature that it lasts longer, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Donation Warehouse.
Yeah. And if you guys missed it, fair recap, MCAT was there on Thursday, not last Thursday, but the Thursday before, featuring Emmett, the elderly punk rocker known as Oops, My Anarchist Symbol, who was there to kind of join Joel, the general manager here, just to kind of talk about what MCAT's all about, one of those mini booths at the fairgrounds. So if you missed out on Emmett, he was there. He's definitely one of the more eccentric people of Missoula. If you've never knew who he was, it's definitely a generational separation for sure. But on average, he probably does one episode of his Awful Truth About Society every 3 months or so. On an average, if you were to span it out for the year, he used to do it a weekly show. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I definitely want to give a shout out to, I'm still on food, I'm hungry. I had a granola bar today and nothing else.
Yeah, I just had a banana.
Yeah. Blue Moose Barbecue, love that food truck.
Yes. Speaking of fairs.
Yeah, I look forward to getting a tri-tip steak sandwich every year.
Yep, that's out of the Blue Moose. It's basically a food truck that visits every fair every year. And yeah, Neil swears by it so much that I inspired other couple people. Just like, hey, my coworker Neil loves this whole Blue Moose tri-tip steak that he loves.
It's a good tri-tip steak.
Yes.
You can see them like cutting the meat right there on the food truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went and saw some of the art. That was fun at the fair.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah. I saw the Legos, all this stuff. The Titanic again. Yes. There's always a Lego Titanic.
The Titanic set,
I think it's like literally there every year.
Yeah. I was looking at the paintings mostly. Some good stuff.
Yeah, they got a lot of great stuff. And, of course, the quilts. You don't want to forget about the quilts.
Oh, yeah. I did miss the quilts.
Yeah.
I was there briefly.
Yeah. I was only there for the one day, too. I mean, I didn't even get a lemon dare. I usually get a lemon dare every year, but I think this year I mostly did probably 2 rounds of Sir Optimus Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's my favorite Autobot.
That's my favorite Autobot is Sir Optimus Prime.
Sir Optimus Bingo.
Yep, Sir Optimus Prime, raising money for women-led businesses in the city of Missoula. Let's roll out. Yeah, they're a good group of people. We worked with one of the gals who did some Sir Optimus and did some volunteer, and she did a show on MCAT for a little while. So, anybody could do a show on MCAT.
Anyone, even you.
Yes, you listening at home.
Even you.
We do orientation, tour, and training every Saturday at 10 a.m. Learn about what MCAT's all about. It is a fun publishing house for television. So it takes a lot more creativity and a lot more know-how on tech. And we are here to help with the tech as best as we can. But you are the inspiration of your own programming.
Yeah, look, if Scott and I can make a show, you can make a show.
Yeah, it's literally just talking to each other, and we're borderline becoming more like podcasters.
Whoa.
Hey, Jamie, bring that up. No.
Well, that's why we're sponsored by Simply Safe. No, we're not.
No. Simply Select. No.
By Simply Secure Plus Platinum Premium.
Silver Edition.
With this VPN will let you watch Netflix in your home.
All right, I got another clip for you guys. This is from the most recent uploaded for history buffs, talking about Glacier National Park, its early history with Lee Silliman.
Eventually, you probably should know that the Park Service became the owners of these, but the railroad actually paid for them in the beginning and owned them. Now, for most of these famous hotels, like Old Faithful and in various parks, like the one that just burned in the North Rim of the Grand Canyon. Most of the grand facilities are owned by the Park Service, and they lease them out to concessionaires, like usually on maybe a 10 or 20-year basis. And anyway, so here's a picture that shows three things that I'd like to point out to you. Not only does it show the Swiss architecture, the Grand Glacier Park Lodge, but also the red tour buses that I'll get into in a little bit more. And you can barely see it, but there's our 4 Native Americans there to greet the people. They were probably paid by the railroad to come out and greet the tourists, because that was, for some people, that was quite an experience to see, quote, real Native Americans. I can't believe this, but they also have a golf course. It's not in the park, but it's right outside the boundary. It's still operating today. You can reserve your time on it. I bet if it was in the park, it would have been long closed, because that's somewhat antithetical to the idea of the parks. You can play golf at home. And Many Glacier is another grand example of the Swiss architecture. And over the years, they've had to close them and renovate these, but they're still functioning and really beautiful. And I like this view that I've got from a postcard showing what you can see from right out from Many Glacier Hotel. And of course, you could take the tour buses from Many Glacier Hotel. And another hotel is the one on Lake McDonald. It's not as big and grand as some of the others, but it has a smaller scale, a little more intimate. These were all created a few years after Old Faithful. Old Faithful was created in around 1903 or 4. These were a few years later, but they've been very successful. The people really appreciate them. So in addition to the big hotels, there were chalets. Here's the list of 9 of the chalets, 3 of which only are still in existence. The idea of the chalets was to spread them out so people would, some of them were in the back country. You could take horseback trips from one chalet to another, and some of them were available by automobile. And if you'd like to read about them, I thought this is a really cleverly titled book, A View with a Room, instead of A Room with a View. It's about all the accommodations in Glacier Park. I've got a copy of that up here for you. So here are some of the chalets. And Lewis Hill, since he was paying for the creation of these, he felt that it was only proper that he could pick where they were. And of course, he had a very good sensibility as to what would be a scenic location for these lodgings. So we'll scroll through a few of these, and you can see what the beautiful setting is and how it would impress people. And here is a boat that went up St. Mary's Lake from the going to the Sun chalets. And they even incorporated Swiss style costumes for the servers. You don't need to go to Europe, do you? See America first. And here's the St. Mary's Chalet. And Mary's Chalet.
All right. There's a little taste of the For History Buffs. If you guys get a chance, there is a visual presentation you guys can check out. It is For History Buffs at MCAT TV Missoula, and we literally just posted about an hour ago on our YouTube page.
Yeah. Here's some recent news. 2 days ago from the Montana Free Press, it sounds like Sealy Swan might try to secede from Missoula County.
Yep, I've heard a lot of that talking even from Lolo, is they want to leave Lolo and be part of Ravalli County.
Oh,
too.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think a lot of them, and I've done the community council meetings before, and a good chunk of them have definitely a fractured relationship with the county officials for sure,
Right.
to a certain degree. I remember when I did those meetings as well, is that they used the opportunity to bring some of the county commissioners there to basically complain to their face.
Right. Well, what's interesting about the Lolo thing you mentioned is that it'd have to be like Lolo all the way up into like Carlton.
Yeah, because Florence is also on the border.
Yeah.
So it'd also have to include a lot of that stuff too.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I don't think Lolo could do it on its own.
I mean, Missoula County is so big on its own too. Well, it needs
It's a big county.
Yeah, it's a huge county. It goes like all the way to Sealy, and Sealy's about like 40, 60 miles away.
Yeah.
So it's a trudge. It's a long
40-minute drive to Sealy. Yeah.
it feels like an hour
Yeah.
too. I mean, it's like they also lost the lumber mill up there too, and so I don't know what kind of economy that they have up in Sealy besides tourism at this point.
Yeah.
Like they have their local diners and the local grocery stores and stuff like that. Like they're a
It's up in
town,
the woods, which is nice.
and it's one of those places where it's like it is still considered like a food desert.
That is true.
Like most places, heck, even Missoula is more of a food desert, even though we have
a lot of Montana.
a lot of Montana in general. We need all these imports and stuff like that. And I have family who lives in the highlands of Montana, and they have like a specialty Shopko's that they used to have.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the Shopko's trying to be Costco or Walmart.
Oh yeah.
It's like a special Shopko. Walmart in Havre, or they have to go to Sydney, North Dakota, or Sydney, Montana. No. They have to go. I'm sorry. It's like there's a couple places they have to go to get their wholesale stuff, so they have to travel long distances to go to their Costco affiliate so they can get supply up on everything that they need. And it is definitely a lot harder in those kind of areas that have been slowly losing businesses in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a darn shame. Sealy Swan has always kind of been on the outskirts of Missoula. And yeah, I mean, if they can do it and they're able to do it, by all means. But at the same time, it's like you need a certain population base just to become an incorporated city on its own.
That's true.
I think you have to have at least like 20 to 25,000 people just to even have a city government.
Yeah, of course, there's always the option of being an unincorporated city.
That's true.
Or town or village.
Yeah, because that's kind of encompasses like places like Lolo, which doesn't have any kind of official people that run their government except for Missoula County.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of if Sealy really wants to do it, they're going to have to tax their local people more so they can actually afford to do these kinds of things and hire people like city managers and all this kind of stuff if they want to be more of that independent, but they still probably want the uncorporatedness and not be a part of Missoula County. So it's interesting. It's an interesting prospect for sure. Annexation or seceding from certain things have been a very common place for a lot of chatter, a lot of wishful thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, think about Colorado. They also wanted to split up in half for the people who are hardcore liberal and hardcore, Republican and conservative. The same thing with Northern California and Southern California. They're two different kind of worlds when you actually go there.
Yeah.
They wanted to separate because they wanted a Republican representation from the state of California, which is kind of a slave to the liberal larger cityscapes that are from LA, San Francisco, and beyond.
Well, not that stuff like that never happens, but we've really reached a pretty solidified point in terms of counties, states,
Yes.
and everything in the country. Like, the last county added to Montana was in 1923.
Yes. And, we have a population that's growing, and maybe there's a chance for us to have a whole nother county district to be put in place. But that's a big if.
Yeah, it would be a pretty big deal, honestly.
Yeah, and I know that everything costs money. If you want to create a government in your community, if you're not incorporated and you want your city to have representation for your city, you're going to have to spend a lot more money, and you're going to have to convince the township to be like, hey, you need to spend a little bit more money so we can hire these people to help run our town. And most people, especially in the county, have the idea of, oh, I just want to be left alone.
Yep.
And I get it. I get it. You move out to the county on purpose to get away from the hustle bustle in the city. Then you come visit the city when you go to a concert or you go to Costco. Those kind of locations and whatnot.
Costco.
Yeah, I mean Costco in Missoula is we get people from Ronan, get people from Arley, get from people
Can't
from
tell
all
you how many
over.
times I've seen. I'm pretty sure they're Mennonites.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
they love the Costco.
Yeah, because you got to get everything in bulk.
And now Kalispell technically has the 2 Costcos.
Really?
Yes, they built a Costco a couple months ago. It was kind of in the big deal in the news. They have the new Costco and the older Costco, and I think the old Costco they're trying to close and use it to sell it to somewhere else or whatever.
Two co.
Yep. I don't know. You might have to verify it if you're listening to this. You're listening to 101.5 KFGM, and we're just kind of talking about news and all sorts of related articles here and there that's happening in town. Speaking of which, we also filmed the Mountain Line groundbreaking ceremony. So this is a big deal because Mountain Line in the city of Missoula is going in a new transit center. MCAT filmed the entirety of the opening press conference, and Jordan Hess, former interim mayor of the city of Missoula and now kind of runs the show over at Mountain Line, talked about the new groundbreaking and the potential for expansion of services to the city of Missoula. So here's this.
A lot has changed in Missoula. Our world has changed. Mountain Line has changed. And we're here today to react to that change. So we've grown from 4 buses to over 50 vehicles. We've transitioned from a fleet that is primarily diesel powered to a fleet that is 90% battery electric. We've grown from a small handful of employees to 125 professionals working across the organization and supporting the organization. We've gone from relatively infrequent hourly service, 5 days a week and then 6 days a week, to service 7 days, 7 nights, 361 days a year, with peak service at 15-minute intervals on our highest frequency routes. And 15-minute service is the difference between service that's convenient and service that is a social service lifeline. And so by expanding that service, a bus that comes once an hour means that you are 7 minutes late to your doctor's appointment or 53 minutes early, and neither one of those are all that great of options. So a lot's changed. We've added frequency, we've added service, we've electrified the fleet, we've grown our workforce, and we've had now a couple generations of folks who have had meaningful careers in public transit at Mountain Line. Despite that growth, we're still on the same 2.2 acres that we've been on since the early 1980s. And if you come to our facility, you'll find staff sharing desks, you'll find people working remotely because there's no space for them, you'll find buses being maintained, 35-foot buses that are actually 38 feet long despite them being called 35-foot buses, in bays that were designed for 22 to 28-foot vehicles. You'll find a complicated game of Tetris or Frogger at night when you're parking, not Frogger, we're safer than that. You'll find a complicated game of Tetris at night when you see our buses being parked. And that's the reality of where we're at. So today we're celebrating breaking ground on a facility that will serve us for the next half century. We're celebrating a facility that will...
All right, so there's a little taste from there. If you want to check that out, we did our groundbreaking that was posted about 4 days ago on our MCAT's YouTube page at MCAT TV Missoula. And yeah, it's always nice to have a little a boost in our community. And it's crazy that they went from a handful of staff members to over 100 people that they employ for the city of Missoula. And we went fare free almost a decade ago now. We put the extra money to do a study to improve traffic. I was there with all those talks with the folks and the special consultants. MCAT filmed a bunch of those back in the day, talking about improving the routes. And, of course, the death of Route 10, which was up Mullen Road. That was a big part of what Smurfett Stone was able to get their employees to and from work at that time.
Yeah.
But Smurfit Stone was also a major closure and a major impact in the community as well. Mountain Line saw the opportunity to go fare-free, and we're one of 3 communities in the entirety of the United States that is fare-free. So, yeah.
So I just want to bring it back to Costco for 1 second. Did you know that they have chicken strips now in their food court?
Oh, they do now?
Yeah.
Like officially?
Yeah.
I know that they advertised a tiramisu cheesecake, but it's not actually there. So I was thinking that it was like a limited area in different Costco's, but it wasn't at our Costco.
No. Now they offer chicken strips at the food court.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they have the rotisserie chicken soup. I remember they have that too. Yeah.
Can't forget about the chicken bakes.
No, the chicken, what's that?
Oh,
Cruncho
yeah.
wrap or whatever?
Yeah, no, it's just like it's a chicken bake. You know, it's like a hot pot.
Yes, the chicken bake, the one that made Rizzler so famous in their family.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I know. They're the Costco guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just watched a documentary on the manosphere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God, the manosphere was such a pandemic era time.
Yeah, well, it's still around.
It really is, but it's like kind of like feels like the death of it has to do with the fact that Andrew Tate's now finally being taken down for his
he went to
borderline
jail,
trafficking.
And then he was out of jail, and now he's back in jail.
Yeah, it's the Romanian government. Who knows what's going on with them a lot of times.
No, he's out of Romania.
Yeah, I know. He came to the United States and he was taken.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. No, but the documentary I watched was pretty good. It was on Netflix. Who's the name of the documentarian? He's this British guy, a bit older,
Right.
glasses. He looks a little bit like John Oliver.
Really? Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Anyway, he was probably the best guy to do it because, he comes in and he's just non-threatening.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, I think I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just does his documentary and leaves.
Yeah. He, I think, if I'm thinking about the same person, I think he did a documentary about settlers in Israel.
Oh, yeah, I think he might have, yeah. I don't think I've seen his other stuff.
Yeah.
But the one bit that really got me is there's this one manosphere influencer called HS.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, but you're like selling like scams to kids, and he's like, yeah, but like that's not my fault. It's like, it kind of is, yeah.
Well, you literally said, yeah.
No, because it's the parents' fault.
Right.
It's like, yeah, but you're selling it. Like,
Yeah.
sure, parenting can also be blamed, but like,
Yeah.
we banned cigarettes for a reason.
Yeah, and then also
for kids.
you can create a password for your iPad all you want, but if you connect your credit card information with your iPad or anything, your kids are going to buy all sorts of dumb freemium type games for their Roblox and whatnot. So you got to be careful of that.
Which is why when I have kids, I'm raising them on reruns from 90s television only.
Yeah, Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
No, I just meant like I'm going to find one of those sites that just play 90s television and ads.
True.
And just set that up as the TV.
You might as well just like put them on 2B.
Yeah.
And there's like, should I raise my kids or 2B or not 2B?
All right,
Terrible
Scott,
pun.
let's start a streaming service that just shows TV commercials from the different decades.
No, they're all just show nothing but infomercials with the blue screen and the long 1-800 number.
Like Zoo Pals.
Ooh.
You remember Zoo Pals?
Oh, remember the magic ball where people like doing the thing? Fushigi, yeah. And then also the ones where it's like the flying saucer one where you throw it and it was just full of helium. It's like one of those like metallic balloons.
Can't forget Chia Pets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Chichia.
Yeah, Chia.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So many good commercials.
And then of course, and those same commercials and infomercials also did Gorillas.
Yeah.
That's how I knew about Gorillas was
That's
those
true.
terrible infomercials. And then for some reason, I'm Blue was basically on Cartoon Network on the music video. They didn't get on MTV.
Yeah.
They got on Cartoon Network for the Blue. It was one of the most ridiculous things where it just popped up on randomly. I was like, what is this? Why do I like this?
Kids' toy commercials have such an energy to them.
They do. Well, especially in the 90s.
Yeah.
Hey, kids!
Whoa!
Whoa! You better drink this. Oh, this is so good. Bug juice.
Bug juice.
Right? The pure sugar, but also has like a tang that makes your teeth feel like like it's about to strip off.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the last time I had Sunny D. Like seriously, every time I have Sunny D, I was like, you grind your teeth. I was like, there's something on my teeth.
Why is this gritty?
Exactly. Is my teeth falling apart? Is it like melting my teeth?
Well, that's why you should have had purple stuff instead.
Oh yeah, but you need the purple stuff.
Soda, OJ,
Yes.
purple stuff.
Exactly. Or I would say watermelon flavor, which is basically just pink flavored Jolly Ranchers.
What about when like the early 2000s just went overboard on food coloring, like purple ketchup?
Oh right.
Or Shrek
Yes,
everything?
Shrek everything, and also they basically double dip with Hulk.
Yeah.
From the Ang Lee's Hulk, where they just said it's a Hulk ketchup.
Hulk ketchup.
They really went
Hulk
wild.
mac and cheese.
Yeah. But you know that other countries actually have limits on like food dye. They actually suspend all food dye whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny when you think about it. It's like red dye number 40. It's like, oh, so it took like 40 attempts.
No, I mean there's just a lot of different dyes.
Yes.
There's also red dye 3.
Yes.
Which is the cheaper of the two.
Right.
Yeah, and it's used in a lot of the cheaper candies.
Wow. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought you could just get the red color easily by just using beets.
Yeah, but then you have to poop more.
Yeah.
'Cause
What?
It's beets.
Yeah, it's true.
That's like the one thing they're known for.
I think it's good that food makes you go to the bathroom, unlike some food that prevents you from going to the bathroom.
Yeah. Like airplane food, they do that. They put.
Neil, let me ask you a very important question. What is the deal with airplane food?
Well, they make you constipated so that not everybody's using the bathroom at once.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smart, calculative,
Efficient.
evil, all that in between. Anything you can
It's
make.
propaganda.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's always like anything that can be made more efficient always kind of feels like it's wrong. It's like it doesn't acute to the personable experience of people.
Yeah, well, that's because it's like generally efficiency for money,
Exactly.
not efficiency of like ease.
Yeah. We're paying our employees more, but we also have less employees now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wink, wink. Anyways, we also have another clip for you guys. We're going to throw it over to River News and Brews. This is a collaboration river recreation management in the Missoula Valley, and this is featuring Randy Arnold, who is the Director of Lands, Culture, and Recreation for Missoula County, and this is what he has to say about, just what it means to be a river ambassador, essentially.
And I think I really have a great appreciation for all these guys up here. I mean, we work with each other a lot on lots of stuff. And when I hear Morgan tell some of the origin story and this history, I'm always impressed the pieces that he brings from his lens and the work that he's been doing for so many years in Missoula. In a similar but different lens, I was working for Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, and before the River Ambassador Program, before a multi-agency collaborative approach to this, we were still working really well together. We worked with each other on lots of projects. And the way I would describe those early days is that a single issue would come up, a problem about something in the river or a community opportunity, a land acquisition or a conservation easement or an access point. And we would pull together the team, and we kind of knew who needed to be there. And there was a group of city, county, Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, maybe the Forest Service, Five Valleys Land Trust, Clark Fork Coalition, partners, Trout Unlimited. Depending on the issue, we knew who that team was and who your usual suspects were. And we'd meet for an hour around that topic. And then the meeting would break, and we'd have another hour-long meeting about all the other stuff we needed to talk about, because it was like, oh, while you're here, I want to talk to you about that thing, that grant proposal. I think we should do this other thing together. And there came a point when that was percolating and had been for a while. And on the river recreation challenges for Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, we often felt that when an issue popped up around river recreation, we were often the go-to for solving that. It was, of course, Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. We did have administrative authority. We do have administrative authority for managing surface water recreation. If there's going to be rules about using the river, it's going to come from Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. The put-ins, Milltown and Sharon and the other access points were Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. Our game wardens manage surface water recreation and have authority to cite people for littering. And so for all that reason, a lot of problems would come to Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. But I didn't have any solutions. More often than not, I didn't control the whole system. I didn't control the takeouts. I didn't always control the put-ins. I didn't control that element of it. And so it became pretty apparent that those same partners, if we could coordinate a little better, maybe a piece of this was held by the city or a piece of this was held by the Lolo National Forest. So those early days, we called it the Three Rivers Collaborative, but it was a chance for us to be more proactively meeting. And from those early meetings, we grew a community understanding among all of us around what is this thing about river recreation that we're talking about. And this was before it was really taking off. I mean, this was the early days. We had our first data collection. We were first starting to grab numbers. We were first starting to identify that we had this tuber hatch thing happening. And it was just in time for us to start thinking about it as a system. And
all right, so there's a little taste of the River News and Brews, Collaborative River Recreation Management in Missoula Valley. The Clark Fork Coalition for Moderate Discussion on the Past, Present, and Future of River Recreation in the Missoula, Montana Valley. Panelists representing 5 of the 6 Missoula River Ambassador Partners agency and organizations explore how this public-private program is taking an unconventional collaborative approach to protect river health, improve public safety, and inspire curiosity-driven culture of care for local rivers and streams. And part of the panelists was Randy Arnold, Director of Lands, Rad Watkins, Executive Producer of Missoula's Conservation District, Morgan Valiant, Association Director, Ecosystem Services, Missoula Parks and Recreation. He's usually the go-to guy when they talk about open space land purchases and opportunities for Missoula open lands. Ryan Schreiner, Lower Clark Fork Recreation Manager, Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. McKenna Flanagan from River Ambassador Coordinator / Clark Fork Coalition. If you haven't met any of these river ambassadors, you might have seen them when you're out and about floating down the river here and there. They're teaching people about, river health, safety, and making sure that people have everything that they need, and supporting the river as best that people can by reducing trash and your waste, especially for floaters down the river who like to get some cans, drink a couple beers, float down the river. We're getting pretty close towards the end of the summer for a lot of people to do some floating for sure.
It's true.
River's definitely getting a lot cooler, but the weather isn't going to be as cold moving into this next week. We're still going to see some temperatures going into the 90s, but we're going to be safe, pretty much sticking around in the 80s throughout most of the week and next weekend as well, which I believe the high is going to be about 79 or a little bit hotter on Sunday.
Yeah. All right, Scott, I've got an anecdote for you.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Just derailing you completely.
My
How about
sister-in-law
no?
just moved out of her apartment recently.
Okay.
She was telling us the story of how she was cleaning up behind the stove, and a spider egg sac burst.
Uh-oh.
Bunch of little baby spiders running around.
Ooh.
So I'm sure she was glad to move out.
Yeah. Spider sacks.
But, there's the thing. Most spiders are cannibalistic, so that problem takes care of itself.
Oof. Thanks, Neil. What a great way to end. It's like babies eating each other.
That's just nature.
That's just nature. Oof. Yeah. Well, the same thing happens even... No. I'm not going to talk about it. We're going to change subjects.
Are you going to say the same thing happens with rodents?
Yes, I was going to talk about hamsters and guinea pigs and all that stuff.
I had 2 hamsters. One of them bit the toes off the other one. Graphic.
Yeah, they're
Kept them separate after that.
Yeah.
No, hamsters are vicious.
No, exactly. Animals are animals.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. It's like a lot of times they'll just attack each other just because they're there.
Yeah.
Like if you have a cat, look, a cat's mentality is no different than a tiger, a big cat.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they see something moving fast, they pounce.
Absolutely.
Their pounces are just softer because they're tiny.
Yeah, they're small.
So imagine the bigger cat is like, that's just
Yeah.
natural for them to, like, even if you raise them from birth, they're still going to attack you one way or another. I don't care if they're a lap cat. They do swipe at you now and again.
You know what I think is interesting of the big cats? Cheetahs are the safest.
Yes.
Because with most cats, it's their hunter instinct is when you have your back turned on them.
Yes.
But cheetahs, that's not how they operate because they chase their prey.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you're not running too fast.
Yeah. It was kind of like with when it comes to like roadrunners versus coyotes.
Yeah.
Coyotes are faster than roadrunners. Spoiler.
Yeah.
They actually catch them pretty successfully on a normal basis. Unlike the cartoon, which just came out.
No, yes.
all this advertising is the movie that they tried to
They tried to kill.
they tried to kill for tax reasons. They brought it back, and there's some kind of a coalition to bring back the Batwoman movie from the DC,
Oh yes,
the
yes.
formerly DCEU.
I'd love to see them do the Batman Beyond movie though.
Yeah, but
And, well, you know what? They did just switch to James Gunn, so
yeah,
maybe there's still an opportunity.
there's hope.
There's hope.
I'm
He's
hoping.
already done an
I'm
animated
hoping for it
project in
personally
Creature
because
Commandos.
I was there when it came out. I was there.
I was there, Gandalf.
Yes.
3,000 years ago.
Yeah. All right, that pretty much wraps up our MCAT Radio show. Thanks for joining us. And our next week, we'll be talking about more of this stuff. This is a show that runs every Monday from about noon to 1. And we have our replays that run Monday nights at 11:30 and then Tuesday evenings at 5:30 p.m. where you get to see us on our channel 189 Spectrum Television cable. All right, thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.